The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne Snackbox.
After the show yesterday, I think it was about 11 o'clock or so, we went off to Suncorp Stadium with some listeners who won their way there thanks to our show.
Oh, yeah, the upgrade.
Yeah, so part of the upgrade, the Origin experience, the ultimate Origin experience that we were giving away for the last 2 weeks in the lead up to yesterday, it included the captain's run, which, Lutzi, you went to on the Tuesday night.
Yeah.
And then yesterday it included a dressing room tour of the Queensland Sheds on game day. And it was unreal. I took Archie along, and my mate Darren from Function Well, who owns Function Well, he brought his boy Milton along as well.
End up sitting next to that Milton, Darren.
Yeah.
For the actual game.
Yeah,
coincidentally.
And so I think Milton's 12 and Archie's 13.
Oh, it's perfect.
Oh, mate, it was such
Both
a
mad
great
leagueies
experience.
too.
Yeah, huge leagueies, and then right into the inner sanctum of Suncorp, and then actually walking from the sheds out through the tunnel, out onto the field, the exact way that the players do it. And then they had a couple of former Origin players as well. We had Corey Oates and Brent Tate, who sort of got everybody in, and they sat us down in sort of the horseshoe seating arrangement that the players will be, and go, this is where they'll come at half time, and they'll sit down. And
the QRL do a great job of that, by the way, with Tate and those guys. There was probably another 5 or 6 fogs that were doing various things around the activation during the day, and over the last, with the Westpac clubhouse as well.
Queensland Corners there last night. Talking to Matty Gillett about where he was floating around, and
it's awesome.
It's you're right, and without that, it would lack just a little bit, because they give it that personalised touch.
Yeah.
And both of them actually, when they were talking about what it was like in the sheds in the lead up to the game and all the rest of it, they started to get quite emotional.
Yeah, wow.
Which kind of added to it. But the sheds themselves, the area, you have the inner sanctum, which is where they get changed, and they've got their whole lockers with their names and all the rest of it. But then outside of that, the area where they are strapped and they warm up and they actually sit down for the half time. And every year, evidently, they have a theme. And as we've been talking about, this year's theme is it's been 30 years since
95.
Since the Neville Nobodies of 1995. So everybody's locker, like Tino's locker, for example, it says Tino Fasua Malawi, but then I think it was Tony Hearn, the player, the equivalent player from 95,
right? Gotcha.
Who was in his position for the first game of 1995.
Yeah,
it actually has his photo.
Oh, that's unreal.
It was very, very cool. And then outside in the area, they've got pictures of the players, past and present, with their families, because they say, you're joining the family, you're becoming part of the Maroon family. And like, for example, there was a picture of Jermaine Hopgood, who debuted last year for Queensland, a picture of him with his mum Anita, who I went to school with, and all the rest of it. And I sent the picture to Jermaine and went, mate, you're up in the sheds. And he's like, oh, how good is that? Just a reminder that you're still a part of the family, and what it means to everybody and the broader family to be there.
Community.
But Corey and Brent were talking about, what that feeling is like when you're in the dressing sheds and there's a sellout crowd, as there was last night, that when you're actually getting ready, it's just deadly quiet. Everyone's got their headphones on, and it's not until there's a 2-minute bell that goes in the sheds. And when that 2-minute bell goes, they all sort of meet together in the centre. The captain gives the final words. And when that door busts open, they said it's just like a flood of
noise,
of atmosphere and noise that just fills the whole of the dressing sheds. And as Brent was talking about that, he goes, look,
goosebumps.
He busted out in goosebumps. And I think I did as well a bit, because you just couldn't help but just imagine what that would have felt like, or what that would feel like. So that was just like, that was a fantastic experience. And I said to the lady from the QRL, it's just, it's a real gift to give to someone. You know what I mean? Like for my boy Archie, and I'm sure for Milton as well. If you saw him last night, he would.
Yeah,
it's something they'll remember.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
You know, I said I'm 52. I remember it. I was half his. Like I was ready to run through a brick wall. It was unreal. So thank you for that.
How good.
The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne Snack Box.
The heavy hits weren't just left on the football field last night. I saw a bit of the old Deborah Lee Furness.
Oh,
Hugh Jackman.
What's about that?
Well, that's
I did
leaving
not see this coming.
That's leaving no doubt as to exactly what happened there. If you're wondering, where their marriage fell apart. No, they've been married for a fair while, haven't they, Mitch?
Like nearly 30 years or something, I think.
Yeah, 27.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That's okay, mate. I know you get emotional.
Yeah,
over
I think I
this
saw
sort of
it.
area.
It's
You're
all right. It's all right. You know,
Just stop.
So This is life.
So who fired the first glancing blow?
So she has filed for divorce. They've been separated for 2 years. Yeah, I thought they already were divorced, but evidently they've just been separated.
Well, I think he's been shacked up for like at least 12 months by this point.
With Ryan Reynolds.
Yes.
I feel like he's with him more than anyone.
Weird third wheel in that relationship.
So he's got a girlfriend.
He's with a Broadway star, Sutton Foster. And it says she's been slowly moving her belongings into the New York penthouse that he owns. So you bought a penthouse.
Does he know she's slowly moving in? Just emptying her pockets in drawers every time, or emptying it out the bottom of her pants like some kind of jail escape?
You accidentally left another suitcase here, Dale.
Did I? Sorry about that.
But anyway, Furness spoke of a heartbreak and profound wound in a statement, and it says, "My heart and compassion goes out to everyone who has traversed the traumatic journey of betrayal.
Oh, shots fired.
It is a profound wound that cuts deep. However, I believe that a higher power, whatever you relate to as your guidance, is always working for us." So, yeah, she's just calling Hugh Jackman out on that one.
I mean, it's still, it's fairly vague. It's not.
Well,
but I mean,
that ain't vague. That's not.
Betrayal could mean, oh my God,
I wonder.
You had my heart, and now, I don't know. No, betrayal is.
And
you're saying it's the.
Because I read something like they bought that house, and like less than a year later, like they're separated. Then all of a sudden, the new missus is moving into the house that the last one bought.
Right.
And that that's part of it, but also then, the other surface level stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So and then. If that shot's fired, then Hugh Jackman's response, and this
surprises me.
This can't be
a coincidence. Go on.
He's put up him singing an NSYNC song.
Is this on Instagram or something?
Oh, yeah. And he's got 31 million Instagram followers.
Yeah, I believe that.
31. But he put up a collage of him singing a song called Bye, Bye, Bye.
Oh, he did not.
No, yeah, he did. NSYNC.
Like,
yeah,
okay,
now
look, that was the big song for the Deadpool Wolverine movie that he did with Ryan Reynolds a year ago.
Did he sing that in that?
No, but that is a very good choice to. Oh my! Come on, Hugh.
Well, he's got to fight back, and you can't just leave yourself hanging like that, like a shag on a rock, can you? I mean,
well, that's how it all started.
The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne Snack Box.
Let's revisit something we did yesterday. You know that weird, the, what do you call it when you the hall pass.
Oh, yes.
The weirdness we had with Rex Hunt. Remember this? Play that bit from yesterday. Okay.
Who is Lee's celebrity hall pass?
Pass.
No, you can't pass it. Not coming back. Not smarter than Nikki.
Rex Hunt.
Who?
Rex Hunt?
Yeah.
Rex Hunt?
Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right, if that matches on, that's going to be quite disturbing.
Guessing her husband's hall pass.
Turned out to be Jennifer Garner.
It was close.
Turns out, but that is it.
Ended up being Jennifer. Do you reckon that was her hall pass?
I don't know. What
Either way, I find it a little bizarre.
Very strange. Anyway, anyway, you slice or dice that. Rex Hunt, for those that don't know.
I was the biggest Rex Hunt fan, to be fair.
Yeah, he was the.
Yeah, I used to go back and watch Seinfeld and Rex Hunt every night.
He's not your hall pass.
He's not my hall pass.
Do you want to come and binge the latest season of Rex Hunt?
But weird, that sort of had us think about weird ones, the weird hall pass either you or your partner have had. And dobbing your partner here, 13, 24, 10, if your partner's got a weird
Just
one.
a weird hall pass.
Where they've gone, you've been watching TV one afternoon and,
Well, we don't
tell you what I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, a little bit of this.
John Schluter, the former Channel 9 weatherman. I don't know why I put
Why would that be weird?
I don't know why John Schluter.
in?
He's a great guy, very attractive man as well. But I'm just saying, there's some weird ones out there I reckon we can extract here.
Yeah.
If you've got one, and again, by all means, rattle the cage of your partner here.
Yeah.
If they've got a weird one as well.
I've been out. You
Give
ever
us
sit
a
down and
call.
watch like a Fast and Furious movie, and
What's
we
yours?
looked at it, it's like, oh, what's Gal Gadot? Is it? Is it Michelle Rodriguez? And I'm
Yeah.
like, hello, Helen Mirren's in this.
Yeah.
Helen Mirren's beautiful.
Helen Mirren.
Helen Mirren.
Helen Mirren.
Really?
Helen
For you?
Well,
For you?
I'm not saying officially a hall pass, but I'm just saying,
Yeah, we don't have official hall passes.
I remember watching Guardians of the Galaxy for one, and you've gone Groot.
Yep.
He's a fan of Groot.
Yeah, the tree had me.
The tree from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Only in the first movie. I'm not making it weird.
you did.
Before it gets weird.
You did ring me for the second one and say, "No, I'm off him." Or yes, I'm off it.
I had for a little while, and I'm reluctant to bring it up because you've kind of forgotten and given me. But for years, well, Julie Bishop.
Oh
Remember?
yes. I was telling someone
Remember?
about that the other
No,
day.
there's nothing to tell.
I was talking to some politicians about, and they're saying, and you like it now. It's not as if you're flashing back to 1984
No,
when,
that's true.
when she was younger.
Yeah. Well, it was a while ago. I was
you say
saying
she's better looking now than she's ever been. Julie Bishop, the Liberal Party, whatever she bloody was.
Yeah, I'll stand by that. Yeah.
You're sticking with
I'll
that
stand
as a
by
whole
that. Well, if that's the topic of conversation,
It's kind of attainable, though.
She's the one that you reckon.
Yeah, Albanese one. I'll ask him. He can probably hook you up with her.
The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne Snackbox.
I didn't know that about you, Mitch. That Helen Mirren was your hall pass.
I just think she's beautiful.
And by the way, we've anteed up with our obscure hall passes.
Yep.
You gave us Helen Mirren. I came forward with Julie Bishop. Well, what are you?
Oh, me. Oh, I thought you were going to go on Mitch. Haven't I done one yet?
No.
Oh God! I mean, it's not that obscure. It's Charlize Theron to this very day.
Just stop it. Just stop it.
That's what I mean. She's literally in the
Well,
5 minutes apart in a
you're a
Fast and Furious
Yeah,
movie. There's Charlize Theron and Helen Mirren.
Yeah,
and
Brought
we're
the bloody
just.
topic up, mate. It was
Oh,
your
in that
topic.
case,
You want a
in that
tree.
case, mine's Anna de Armas then.
Yeah. No,
Screw
mine's
you.
Anna de
Let me
Armas.
think.
No, mine is Anna de
Let me think. I've got a weird one somewhere in there, but let me think.
Let me
Go to the callers first.
Nick out of Nick. Yes, Nick. Now, not you, but what was it? Your ex, is it?
Yeah, good morning, team. Yeah, my ex had a massive crush on Sandra Solly from Channel 10.
Well, see, I've met Sandra recently, and she's fantastic. I mean,
Yeah, she's a bit of a hottie.
I got excited. I think yesterday she liked something I put up on my Instagram.
Little kick out of that.
I got a little kick out of that, but that's not a weird one for me. She's fantastic.
Is it weird because you only see her as a newsreader, in
Yes.
such a serious sort of setting? Maybe,
yeah,
but-
it is. Yes, it's the setting of it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's something about those newsreaders.
Yeah, there is.
All right, Michael out of Wavell.
We'll explore that later.
Explore that in the podcast. Mate.
I don't know. I think it goes back to Yarn Event when I was
Yeah, that was it. Yes,
Michael out of Wavell Heights. What do you got, mate?
Yeah, my partner's had a crush on Poiter, Eric Banner.
Oh, yeah.
but specifically as Poiter.
Yeah, Poiter, the old Everton.
Yeah, but Eric Banner, again.
But that was before he was hot.
He's a tall glass of water, Eric Banner. My sister made me throw up one day. She was talking about she caught a flight once and Eric Banner was on it. And he's just the most gorgeous thing I've ever seen. I'm actually starting to feel quite ill now. Reliving it. Yeah, no, we're looking. Like, I feel like Mitch and I.
I thought of one actually.
Out. Yeah,
what
have you got?
Your sister.
The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne Snackbox.
I was talking to one of my mates yesterday who's in a new relationship, and he met not yesterday but the day before he met his new girlfriend's parents for the first time.
How early are they into the relationship?
Well, they're like embryonic stages,
Fresh.
and so he met the parents.
I don't want to judge you, but without going into details here, it seems like you're skirting around names and stuff. But like, is it your vintage?
No, young kid.
Oh, right, okay,
young guy.
okay.
And met. Yeah, sorry, yeah.
That's a bit weird.
No,
It's not
no.
weird, but it's like, it's just it's different.
But he had to meet the parents, and I was like, "Oh, what was that like?" Because I mean, it threw me back. It's like, "Oh God." I was telling him actually about when I met Jodie's parents for the first time.
Yeah, they hated you, didn't they?
No, but
I just presumed.
I've heard the story plenty of times that apparently the first time that I met them. And I remember I went over there and the whole family was there, and it was like, so I would have been nervous because you're in someone's house and you're going out with their daughter. But apparently what I did was I've walked up, and as I'm talking, which is just a natural thing that I know I would have done it because I always do it now. I always go to the fridge. Like if I go to my mum's house, if I go to my mum's house, I walk straight in and open the fridge.
Oh, you went to their fridge.
Come on, I reckon
mate.
that I'm sitting there talking, and everyone was in the kitchen, and somehow or other I walked over and I've opened the fridge, and as I was sticking my head in the fridge, like how absurd! What an absurd thing to do. Apparently, Dee has looked at Jodie's mum has looked at Jodie and gone, "What is he doing?" Like made that mouth thing, and I can just imagine I would have been gibbering on about whatever.
So you were talking as you're
talking
just
as I've
oblivious.
Opened the fridge, but yeah.
Did you take anything out? Just grab a grape?
I don't remember. They all laugh about it now that's apparently what I did.
That is a strange thing to do.
What did you do? Can you remember when you met Sarah's parents for the first time?
Because we did long distance for a year. She hails from Geelong, so I had to, fly down to Victoria, and we'd been talking for a couple of weeks since we'd met because we met overseas back in the country, and I think I'd spoken to her dad on the phone, and that sort of made me nervous because again the father of my girlfriend, and then when I went down there and I met her mum, and Sarah still tells this story. They're like within 20 seconds of meeting me, her mum pinched me on the ass. Like I don't know whether it was like a hug and then a little pinch around the back,
what do you
or
mean?
a hug and then as I've walked off, it's a little like I like him or something. It was a good first impression. So it was sort of like almost the tension was eased. I don't know,
Really?
but yeah. Old Elaine, my mother-in-law now, who I'm always saying it like it's a bad thing. She'd never do that anymore, but she's never done it since.
You just loiter on Christmas Day with your booty out.
Wandering around. Elaine, nothing? Nothing? I've been doing my glutes.
Milkshake brings on the boys.
The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne Snackbox.